Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Lakeland School Board Business Board meeting. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. Madam Secretary, will you please note where's my watch? 7 o'clock. Thank you. Start time. If everyone will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Jeremy, will you lead us off?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Jeremy. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Present.
Mr. Boyarsky is absent. Ms. Brunzel is absent. Mr. Gallagher?
Present.
Mrs. Morrison, present. Mrs. Roberts?
Present.
Mr. Solomon?
Present.
Mr. Sullivan?
Present.
Dr. Trembach-Ball?
Present.
Our student reps, Luke Vinansky,
Present.
Jeremy Nichols,
Present.
Administrator Dr. Wyatt,
Present.
and our Solicitor Attorney Finucci.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Let the record reflect we have 7 members present, so we have a quorum. We'll proceed. We'll start off with executive session. We had an executive session on March 11th for personnel and litigation. We'll move to informational items. I don't see any informational items. Dr. Wine, any items?
We do not have any informational items this evening.
Okay. We'll move to the highlight of the evening. We'll move to student recognition this evening.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to announce our senior winners. We do have 4 winners, 2 from January and 2 from February. They did tell me they were all super excited about giving a speech in front of the board today. So, our first winners that we have from January are Evan Berlinski and Gabby Turner. So the teachers nominating Evan said that Evan's an outstanding student. He challenges himself by taking rigorous coursework, and he has a great work ethic. Evan is a member of FBLA, Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, and he's a member of the varsity boys soccer team and track team. Gabrielle is an excellent representation of Tribe. She has leadership roles in varsity cheerleading, and she takes challenging coursework. She is genuine and always participates in class discussions. Gabrielle is a member of the FBLA, FCCLA, Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, Student Council, and she is a member of the varsity football and basketball cheerleading squads. I'll turn it over to our winners.
My time here at Lakeland has gone by in a blink of an eye. From the beginning of kindergarten, when I would cry before getting on the bus because I was too scared to leave home, now I never want to miss school. When I stepped in high school, all I remember thinking was having to make new friends with the Mayfield kids and having to see all the older kids walking around the halls. Although I was a little 7th grader who was scared of the upperclassmen, I looked up to them and could not wait to be in their position as a senior. Now I am a senior, and I think I say about 5 times a day, I wish I was in kindergarten. I've grown so close with so many people in my grade that I have never even expected to talk to, and I am forever grateful for that. Not only have I grown so close with many students in my grade, but I also grew such a strong bond with a lot of my teachers. I truly don't think I would be who or where I am today without any of them. I would like to thank all the teachers and the board for recognizing me for such an accomplishment. Lastly, I would like to thank my friends and family for leading me through the good and bad times of high school. Thank you for such an amazing experience.
Good evening. I'm honored to speak before you today. I first wanted to give a huge thank you to my parents and friends for always being there for me and helping me get through any challenges I have faced. I'd also like to thank my teachers for equipping me with the knowledge and skills to pursue my future goals after high school. My time at Lakeland has been nothing short of amazing, as this school has allowed me to put myself in a position to challenge myself academically, athletically, and socially. The experiences I have had over these last 4 years have helped me become who I am today and have allowed me to create connections and friendships that will last a lifetime. I will be forever grateful for these times and experiences at Lakeland. Thank you.
Our February winners are Noah Kuchmanich and Marley Bodner. So the teachers nominating Noah said that Noah is a very respectful student. He is an active participant in class and is willing to share his opinion and ask questions. Noah is a member of FBLA, varsity basketball, and varsity track. Marley is an excellent student both at LHS and CTC. She takes challenging coursework and has been consistently ahead in her cosmetology program at CTC. Marley is a member of FBLA, FCCLA, NHS, and was chosen as Scholar of the Year at CTC.
Good evening. I'm grateful and honored to be here today. I'd first like to thank my family for always supporting me and my goals I've set for myself. I'd also like to thank my teachers and coaches for pushing me to be the best version of myself every single day. My time at Lakeland has been nothing short of memorable. It gave me people I can call lifelong friends and lessons learned that I can take into the next chapter of my life. Thank you.
Hello, I'd like to thank everyone for inviting me to this board meeting. A huge thank you to all the Lakeland teachers and staff who continue to support me daily. Seeing all the support and recognition is the encouragement to keep me going day after day. Last time this year, I would never have spoken in front of my classmates, let alone find the confidence to stand here at a board meeting. Thank you for all the opportunities Lakeland has given me.
I just want to note also, Marley had the opportunity to present an overview of her experience to the Joint Operating Committee at the CTC a few weeks ago. So thank you again for presenting at the CTC. Excellent. Congratulations to all of our students. Mr. Rosencrantz, I believe everyone's going to go to the Commons for some pictures.
Thank you.
Congrats, everyone. Okay, we will move on to public comment on agenda items only. Do we have any comment on agenda items? Okay, we'll move on to board committee reports. Our student representative reports. Paper, scissors, rock. Rock, paper, scissors.
I'll go first. So at the last meeting I attended, I shared with you that we would be working with the Carbondale Area High School to show them Lunch and Learn. And over the last month, that has been happening. We've had Carbondale groups of not just faculty and administration, but also students walk through during fourth period of the day to watch our midday announcements, and then they would stay for the entirety of Lunch and Learn to watch us see what we do during Lunch and Learn, so they could see how it works. Even today, we just had a joint group of faculty and students come in, and I was in that room when we met them and greeted them. I gave a reflection on how Lunch and Learn has helped me propel myself academically. And I was not the only one. There were 4 other students with me, and afterwards we gave them a tour of the building. They saw mostly, the hotspot rooms for Lunch and Learn, such as the media productions room in Mr. Barlow's class, and other rooms that have clubs and activities going on. So hopefully they make a decision soon. I don't know if this was the last one, but hopefully they come to a good decision that works best for them, and if they want more tours of Lunch and Learn, we'd be happy to let them come and see. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
And on the media production point, today, me and Evan, we actually filmed something for the media production, so they got to see that for student council. As in 2 weeks, we have Spirit Week coming up, which is everyone's getting excited for that. We all love that. And then next week, we actually have the student council conference being held here at Lakeland. We have over 500 students coming to participate in that. So it's a really big event for Lakeland. We haven't hosted it since 1983, so we're pretty proud of it. And everything's going smoothly, and we'll be ready by next week for it.
Excellent. Thanks, Luke. Thank you, guys. Okay, we'll move on to legislative chair.
No legislative chair report.
Okay. NEIU, I believe, is Mrs. Roberts. Yep.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
No update.
Thank you. CTC Board. I do have a couple updates for this evening. It's always good when Dr. Carlucci, who is the CTC director, sent me some notes for this evening, and I just want to start off by saying it was 4 pages. And it also says our teachers have sent a ton of, are seeing a ton of Lakeland success. Hopefully you can share a bit with the board this evening. So I'm not going to sit here and read 4 pages, although I would love to because it's some great highlights. So I'm trying to split a little up tonight, and I'll split a little up for our next meeting. Donald Stevens, he received 3rd out of 15 students at States for the individual welding competition. Marley Bodnar was selected out of 7 student nominations to be recognized at the CTC's 2025 Scholar of the Year at NEIU's banquet on April 8th. On that same night, she will be inducted into the CTC's National Technology Honor Society. And last, she has been nominated to the Scranton Times Scholastic Superstar event. So congrats to both. In cosmetology, Marley Crambo, 10th grade, has been nominated for Student of the Month. Marley Crambo and Sheila Shamango received OSHA 10 certification and My Lady's Human Trafficking Awareness certification. So congrats to all of those folks. And again, I'll save some of those for next month. Correspondence, Dr. Wyatt?
We have no correspondence this evening.
Okay. We'll move on to motions. I'll take the first motion, motion 1A and motion 1B. I'll make a motion to approve agenda items. And I will also make a motion to approve the minutes on the February 19th, 2025 regular business board meeting per enclosure 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Benesky. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motions 1A and 1B pass. 2A, please.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the uncompensated leave request for employee number 803 as per enclosure 2A.
Second.
Motion Sullivan's second. Mr. Gallagher, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion 2A passes. B, please.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Paul Fortner as a full-time first-shift maintenance employee at a rate of $18 per hour per the terms of the 2021-2025 LESPA collective bargaining agreement, effective with a retroactive start date of February 24th, 2025.
I second.
Motion Gallagher, second Roberts, on the question? Roll call, please.
Benesky,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Morrison, yes. Roberts? Yes. Solomon?
Yes.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Trembeck Ball?
Yes.
Motion 2B passes. C, please.
Mr. President, I motion to accept the letter of resignation from Katrina Rosado, Elementary Reading Specialist, effective April 28th, 2025.
Second.
Roberts, Benesky, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? C passes. D, please.
Make a motion to appoint Josh Kovaleski as boys lacrosse volunteer for the 2024-2025 school year, only pending the receipt of all required clearances.
Second.
Benesky, Trimback Ball, question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? D passes. E, please. I'm sorry, 3A.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the request of student 129-296-3654 for independent study or release time privileges for the 24-25 school year per enclosure 3A.
Second.
Trimback Ball, second Sullivan, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3A passes. 3B, please.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve and adopt the stipulation and waiver of hearing agreement between Lakeland School District and student number 294-114-5524 per enclosure 3B.
Second.
Sullivan, Gallagher, question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3B passes. 4A.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve and adopt the following board policies on a third and final reading. Policy number 810, transportation per enclosure 4A. Policy number 810.2, transportation video audio recording per enclosure 4B.
Second.
Gallagher, Roberts, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 4A passes. B, please.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the second reading of the following board policy. Policy number 815.1, use of generative artificial intelligence in education per enclosure 4C.
Second.
Roberts, Benesky, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 4B passes. 5A, please.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the list of bills for February 12th, 2025 through March 11th, 2025 per enclosure 5A.
Second.
Benesky, Trimback Ball, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5A passes. B, please.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the treasurer's report for February 2025 per enclosure 5B.
Second.
Trimback Ball, Sullivan, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5B passes. 5C.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the nutrition group to continue as a Lakeland School District food service provider for a one-year contract renewal for the 2025 and 2026 school year per enclosure 5C.
Second.
Sullivan, Gallagher on the question? Roll call, please.
Janeski,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Morrison, yes. Roberts,
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Trumbach Ball,
Yes.
Motion C passes. D, please.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the following bus contracts for transportation services for the 2025-2026 school year. Boyarsky Busing LLC per enclosure 5D. David Shalasta per enclosure 5E. David or Vlad Shalasta per enclosure 5F. DKB Transportation Inc. per enclosure 5G. Frontastic LLC per enclosure 5H. And Mass Transportation per enclosure 5I.
Second?
Gallagher, Roberts on the question? Roll call, please.
Janeski,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Morrison, yes. Roberts,
Yes.
Solomon,
Abstain. I have a family member that works for one of the busing companies.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Trumbach Ball,
Yes.
Motion D passes. Move on to miscellaneous. Dr. Wyatt, do we have any miscellaneous this evening? No miscellaneous? Okay. Do we have any public comment? If you can kindly state your name and where you're from for our public record, please.
Sure. Heather Tallarico, Mayfield. I don't know if you need my address.
Nope, that's good. Thanks,
No.
Heather.
Okay, great. So just a couple of things that I am on the PTA at Mayfield, and a lot of the members have kind of discussed some things that I wanted to kind of just bring forward as a concern of ours. One thing being the equity among the elementary buildings. So we feel, being in the Mayfield building, that there's things happening in the Scott campus that are not happening in the Mayfield. For example, field trips. My son is in kindergarten, and he is not going on a field trip this year, and he attends Mayfield. The Scott campus did go to Robas, and they are going to the adventure park as well, so they have gone on now 2 field trips, or plan to at least go on the second field trip. And when asked the teacher as to why, they're not planning a kindergarten field trip, it was stated that there's a lot of behavior and bathrooming issues, which I totally understand that concern, but my child does not have either of those issues, and I feel that he is missing out, considering the fact that students who attend the Scott campus that are in kindergarten are included in these types of things. I don't feel really that's fair or equitable when you're looking at, students who are the same age, just attending different campuses. I feel that it's been said by staff as well as community members that the Mayfield campus is a low economic status building. I just feel that, even when the Wright Center was going to put something there, it was mentioned, oh, well, people at Mayfield need it because they have such a low economic status. My husband and I are highly educated. We pay a substantial amount in taxes, school taxes specifically, so I just feel that being said is not accurate, and it is kind of, disheartening to always hear that. Another thing, PBIS, the Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports, they have across both buildings. We're looking at, building up students. They get Tribe Bucks. I know my son is so excited to get Tribe Bucks. They use those Tribe Bucks to then buy stuff at the school store. And they do powwows. So I know my son had a powwow today, and it was extra recess, which really does not have a lot of meaning. I know, again, at the Scott campus, the powwows they do are very big and meaningful. There's a lot of time and effort put into that. I know the PBIS team usually has teachers who devote their time and energy, as well as the guidance counselors and administrators. I'm not really sure if maybe there's not a lot of buy-in or teacher participation or help, but that's another thing that's noticed with the difference between buildings about how they go about PBIS. Ultimately, I just really want, either the board or administration to really look at these differences and opportunities for our students. My child goes to Mayfield, and I do feel that he's missing out. So I just would really appreciate looking into that equity between buildings and seeing how we can kind of bridge that gap to make sure everybody's getting, the same opportunities across the district. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather, and I'll just share just a little bit of information. One, and I know I've had some conversations, but from a district standpoint, we budget funds for both schools, and one school doesn't get more in the way of funding than other schools. With regard to field trips, I know that I've heard it a few times this year for a couple different grade levels that are not planning to go on a field trip. I know that 2 years ago it was the hot topic at Scott campus because there were 1 or 2 grade levels that were not going on field trips. It's not a budgetary issue from the district standpoint. Heather obviously shared some information in terms of answers that she got. From our standpoint, we will provide additional support if we need to, in order to make that happen. Ultimately, the teachers are the ones who plan and carry out the field trips. And so, we make sure that we offer as much support as we can so that the field trips can successfully, be held. And in public education, we can't take certain kids and not other kids. And I know that nobody's saying to do that. But, in terms of offering additional support, because we do know kids have different levels of needs, especially kindergarten kids, probably more than any other grade level. As far as any reference to a low socioeconomic status building, that is certainly not, if mentioned, not meant to not meant to be degrading in any way. When we talk about that, we're talking about the reality of the fact that's our identified Title I building based on a free and reduced lunch percentage that I think exceeds 60% in that building. And that's not to say that, every child walking through that building is a student who is, who is a high need or from a low socioeconomic background, and that's not the case. So to whatever degree, if we have, if it's been perceived that we're characterizing students themselves in a way, that's not our goal by any means, and if it's been taken that way, we definitely apologize. But we do have certain responsibilities when it comes to the fact that that's a federal Title I building, and we do have to make sure that we're reporting, making sure that there's equity in terms of budgeting, and when we're looking at certain initiatives, we do have to look at if there are populations of students who might benefit, and that's not all students necessarily, but it's a reality that we do have to face. Not that the building is, it should not be treated as a low socioeconomic building. It should not be viewed as any different than Scott campus from a standpoint of how we fund things, right? What our curricular program looks like there, opportunities for students. None of those things should be any different. And I agree 100%. And we do strive as a district to ensure that doesn't happen. But, the point about field trips, I know it's a sensitive point, and we've had some conversations about that. So we're going to continue to work to try and see if there's something we could do to make that happen. But like I said, from a district standpoint, we do budget equal funds, and we will provide support where we can to make sure that happens. So I will defer to Mr. Sullivan to work through him because I don't want to give you an answer. PTA members often assist with field trips, right? But I don't want to say, yeah, you guys take them because I'm not the principal and I don't know, I don't know the students and the needs in that building as well as Mr. Sullivan does. But I will speak to Mr. Sullivan, and we've had some conversations to collaborate. And, you know, there's obviously things that we need to take into consideration. Teachers know the individual needs of their students very well. Becomes difficult if they're not, you know, a part of that field trip. But to the point, and we appreciate the fact that PTA members and parents are willing to help. That makes us very fortunate, you know, and if to whatever degree that can, you know, that can help close that, whatever gap might exist in terms of need, you know, meeting the students' needs. I will communicate that, and we do appreciate it. And with regard to just PBIS, I didn't know about the, you know, extended recess. I know that I've been to powwows at both places. They're big. In my experience, they've been big at both places. I've seen bounce houses. I've seen magicians, jugglers, like lizards. I've seen some stuff at both places. So. So I don't know if today was like what today's was, but I know that in the past I've actually avoided when the lizards are there, the whole cafeteria area. That one I just stay out of. But you know, so from the PBIS, we do try to again make sure that that it's equal between the buildings. Okay. And I'll ask Mr. Sullivan to follow up with regard to field trip planning. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stellarico. Thanks for your questions and your comments. Any other public comment? Anyone? Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion Solomon, second. I believe that was Mrs. Morrison. Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Mrs. Morrison, if you can please note a 7:32 p.m. adjournment time. Thank you, everyone. Safe travels home.